Hey guys, I know it's been a minute since I've updated you guys in regards to the new dumpster company. I got little Louie right here. He's keeping me nice and honest. I haven't been posting recently because I've ran into a lot of difficult situations, and I figured I'd just come on here and kind of complain a little bit. But if you guys have any advice, help me out. Got into this business, as you saw at the very beginning of this video, trying to open up this dumpster company and come out of the gates hot. I put myself in position to have some CRMs and systems in place, and it really did explode better than I anticipated. I'll get into the numbers next video, but we are north of $30,000 that we made in our first month. We're not quite done with our first month, so we'll be a little bit over that. Of course, as everybody knows, that is not net, which is what you make after all of your expenses. That is just what the company brought in and charged customers. So you got to take into consideration some big ticket items like the dump fees. And the dump fees in Portland, Oregon right now are roughly $180 a ton, and then a service fee on top of that. It's like a $30 service fee until you've been in business for 1 year, and then you can get a hauler pass, and then that takes out like $23 of the one-time fee. So those are some things that definitely come out of that big number, especially being the first month in business. The biggest gripe that I have is actually my truck. I went with a company that does it is an upfitting outfit, and they sold me a truck that had gearing on the back that I believe was incorrect for the Portland, Oregon area. We have a ton of hills. The radiator was a 700 square inch radiator when I have a chip truck as well that has a 950 square inch radiator, and it's the exact same truck, and we've never had issues with it. And this thing has had issues from day one. I've been in Premier Trucks now. This will be my 6th time to Premier Trucks, which is our local Freightliner dealership. And it's been unbelievably frustrating. So frustrating that we're in talks with the company to take it back to upgrade from the 6.7 engine to the L9 engine. And it's been an absolute battle. And I'm going to come out, of course, on the losing end of this. And man, I'm just frustrated. I don't know if anybody else is out there having the same issues as I'm having with the 6.7. But again, it's a smaller radiator. It's the smallest radiator that Freightliner builds. And of course, the upfitter doesn't disclose any of this information. All they disclose is, it's a 6.7 Freightliner or 6.7 Cummins, and it's got the Allison 3000 series transmission, but they never really get into the nitty gritty. And it was my ignorance and my lack of knowledge about this industry not to probably ask more questions, but in asking those questions after the fact, the upfitter didn't even know it. I had to go to the people that they buy their Freightliners from, their Freightliner dealership, to then find out how it was spec'd out. So anyways, not meaning to complain on here, and I know I am, but really looking for advice from anybody out there that's seeing these videos on what they recommend for like a little bit more of a hilly area, and specifically anybody that has an L9, like, do they absolutely love them? The one that we're more than likely going to go towards is, I believe, geared with the 5.86 gearing on the back, and then it has the 1100 square inch radiator with the bigger trans cooler, bigger turbo cooler as well. And the L9 has a 350 horsepower, and then transmission itself is a 3000 series transmission with a swap loader. Anyways, sorry for complaining, but wanted to know if any of you guys out there have advice for me. We're stoked with the business, but really that has been taking a lot of my energy, going back and forth from this Premier truck, dealing with the upfitter, dealing with the Freightliner dealership that sold the truck to them, and then dealing with my local Freightliner dealer, if I didn't already say that. So it's been a nightmare. And then sitting there at Premier Trucks waiting for this thing to be fixed. We've had ABS lights, we've had wiring issues, we've had cooling issues, we've had all kinds of, when you're at the stop sign, it slips into neutral. Of course, it was only on 1 year model 2025 that Freightliner decided to do that, and then they went away from it right away. And of course, the upfitter did not disclose that, and they didn't know about it. And everything that I come into with these guys, they're always like, we had no idea. And it just feels slimy and frustrating. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. That's why I'm not saying the name of the company. But if you're new to this and you're watching this as I go along, I've only been doing this for a month, know your gearing ratios, know the size of your radiator, know that your radiator is also linked with the transcooler and the turbo cooler as well, and figure that out for your area. If this was in a flat Ohio, or I don't know how flat Ohio is, but anyways, if it was super flat area, I don't think this would be as big of a deal. But we have neighborhoods that have hills that go up and down, up and down, up and down hills, and this truck is just struggling with that. And it's not the power necessarily, but it's a combination of when it gets hot and then it slips into the fan being on, it zaps the power. And if you have a full 20-yarder with a heavy load, not gonna get up it with any type of speed. And it's not like we are expecting it to be a Corvette, but we're losing a lot of power. So anyways, wanted to post something. It's been a minute, and super stoked for the amount that we're making. It's not going to be a huge, I think, net profit for us, but for the first month, we're super jacked to be able to even show any bit of profit, because it's all about finding contractors. It's all about those repeat customers that spread your name out there. And so we know how to work on that, and it's just going to get better and better as we go along. So follow along, like, subscribe. Thanks for all the questions and comments that have come through so far. Peace.